So how can I get my product organically if the main source of the sales is isn't targeting? Also, I wanted to add, all the products are newly launched. It's been a month and a half, and the other product is 2 months.
Yeah, that's a great question. So the one thing that I do want to say in the beginning is that that's not a completely uncommon scenario. So you might feel like this never happens to anybody else, and why is it happening to me? It happens to other people as well. It happens in our particular accounts. One thing I would say is that if the ASIN targeting is working, it's working. I wouldn't be mad at continuously running that. Now, the other thing I would say is that we have been able to get Amazon Choice badges and some form of rankings off of just ASIN targeting on some occasions. So, like, again, if it's working, it's working, and you might just continuously roll with it. Now, ways that you can get keyword targeting to work potentially. One way would be to look at the ASINs in which you are converting the best on and potentially do some reverse ASIN search, like keyword research off of just the ASINs that you're converting on to see if there's any way that you can sort of gain some insights into those, what they are ranked for potentially and kind of where you're showing up in the marketplace. The other thing that you can try and do to, in some ways, hijack ASIN targeting to potentially leverage that for ranking. Now, the impact on this is a bit undetermined. The only way I can kind of know that it would work is because we have evidence that it's worked in some of our accounts. So it's not like a fail-safe solution, but I would go and look at some of the keywords that you are trying or you would like to rank on, and I would ASIN target the heck out of the top ranked products for those keywords. That can sometimes work and at least allow Amazon to sort of grant you some sort of indexing or association with those keywords. We have had that scenario working. Other things that I would look at is I would take a look at the products and so for some reason, the way that Amazon shoppers are interacting with your products is that when you appear on a search page against like a whole bunch of other products, your product is not appealing. But if you're shown on a product page, so in relation to say like a particular product, there's something about that shoppers find appealing. Now that could be like star rating, or maybe there's some content on the listing. I would also maybe look at your click-through rates on those keywords. I'm not a huge fan of like optimizing only based on click-through rate because you can have great sales and terrible click-through rates. But it is a really good indicator. So if you're showing like high on top of search on a main keyword and you have a really poor click-through rate, poor being classified as below, if you're showing top of search, I would say anything that's below 0.5, 0.2% to 0.3% is probably like not that great. And anything below a 0.2% is like pretty bad. Again, if I have good sales performance and a bad click-through rate, I don't care. But in this case, what you're doing is looking at the click-through rate to say, can I determine how much shoppers are finding my product appealing on these search pages that I'm appearing?